We are glad to welcome you to our channel. Kindly subscribe to our channel and share our videos with your friends and relations. And click on the bell icon for instant notification whenever new videos are uploaded on this channel. Rest assured that we are going to have a very exciting and inspiring discussion. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Hello friends. In today's lesson, we are going to look at the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, June 2020, English questions answered. I'm going to give you the exact grammatical explanation for each question as we confirm the correct answer. So let's dive into it right away. We want to begin with section 1. In each of the following sentences, there is one underlined gap from the list of words lettered A to D. Choose the one that is most nearly opposite in meaning to the underlined word and that will at the same time correctly fill the gap in the sentence. Question number 1. A guest should not make derogatory remarks about what he is offered by his host, but dash statements. So we look at the underlined word derogatory, and then we are going to look for the word opposite in meaning that will be able to fit in within this gap. Now let's look at the options. A, candid. B, appealing. C, polite. D, complimentary. First, you need to look at the meaning of derogatory. Derogatory remarks are unpleasant remarks. They are negative remarks. They are, kind of remarks that criticize someone or that portray someone in bad light. And having looked at that, then we can see that the correct option is D, complimentary remarks. So a guest should not make derogatory remarks about what is offered by his host, but complimentary statements. Question number 2. The audience applauded the last speaker, but the first was dash. The underlined word is applauded. Option A, booed. B, rejected. C, abused. D, scorned. Now, what is the opposite of applauded? To applaud means to praise, to praise someone, all right? But then the opposite is what is required. When the audience are a group of people listening to someone, when they applaud, is either they are clapping or they are making some, some very positive noises or gestures to show that they appreciate the speaker. But then the opposite is booed. The audience applauded the last speaker, but the first was booed. So the correct answer is A, booed. Question number 3. The commander said that raw recruits could not dislodge the enemies. He needed dash men. A, skilled. B, practical. C, learned. D, seasoned. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of choosing options, out of sentiment or even just speaking from their background knowledge. We know that skilled people are required, but we are looking at the meaning of raw. Raw recruits are recruits that are, inexperienced, untrained, okay? So when you look at raw recruits, inexperienced, okay? So that is exactly what raw recruits stand for. They are untrained, they are inexperienced. But then when we look at the kind of words that are used in describing soldiers, then D is more appropriate. Seasoned. Raw has to do with inexperienced, you know, people who are inexperienced in the art of war, but seasoned soldiers are people who are experienced already in the battlefield. So option D is the correct answer. Number 4, John gave a fictitious account of the incident, but his son's account was dash. A, probable, B, compelling, C, factual, D, necessary. Now, fictitious means imaginary. It's not based on facts. So the opposite is factual. And so the correct option is C. John gave a fictitious account of the incident, but his son's account was factual. Number 5, while the refuse dump smelled fetid, the orchard exuded a dash smell. A, fragrant, B, spicy, C, clean, D, dry. Now, fetid means foul odor, unpleasant, but then the opposite should be fragrant. And so option A is correct. While the refuse dump smelled fetid, the orchard exuded a fragrant smell. Number 6, only some of the accused were acquitted, the rest were dashed. A, remanded, B, convicted, C, detained, D, interdicted. Now, acquitted means, declared innocent, okay? Declared innocent. But then, this is the language of, of the law or judiciary. And so the opposite is convicted. When someone is convicted, he's found guilty. When someone is acquitted, he is declared innocent, all right? So B is correct. Only some of the accused were acquitted, the rest were convicted. Number 7, the principal chastised Ben for the use of coarse language and advised him to emulate his sister's dash behavior. A, pure, B, neat, C, refined, D, organized. Now, coarse here means rough, rough, unrefined, rude, and so the correct option is C, refined. The principal chastised Ben for the use of coarse language and advised him to emulate his sister's refined behavior. Number 8, yes. So this brings us to number 8. It would have been my pleasure to accept your invitation, but I have to dash it because of previous engagements. Okay, the word underlined is accept. So please take note of that. Accept is the word underlined. So A, jettison, B, defer, C, suspend, D, decline. Now the correct option is D, decline. It would have been my pleasure to accept your invitation, but I have to decline it because of previous engagement. So decline is the correct option. Okay. Number 9, older people are expected to be dash where youths are green. Green here means inexperienced. And so let's look at options: A, experienced, B, cautious, C, equipped, D, considerate. Option A is correct, experienced, because green means somebody who is a novice, who is inexperienced. All right. But then the opposite is experienced. Older people are expected to be experienced, where youths are green. Number 10, I accidentally stepped on my brother, but he told mommy I did it dash. A, thoughtfully, B, intuitively, C, deliberately, D, annoyingly. If something is not done accidentally, it is done deliberately. So C is correct. I accidentally stepped on my brother, but he told mommy I did it deliberately. And this brings us to section 2 of the Wassce June 2020 English Language Objective Test questions. From the list of words lettered A to D, choose the one that best completes each of the following sentences. Number 11, the runner was dashed at 15 at the end of the race. Now, when people run in a race, they are usually timed. So A, taped, B, timed, C, belled, D, flagged. The correct option is B, timed. The runner was timed at 15 at the end of the race. Number 12, the appellate court has dashed the decision of the lower court. A, obstructed, B, nullified, C, neutralized, D, balanced. Appellate court is appeal court, and that is the upper court that has the power to nullify or, approve or, whatever decision the lower court has made when there is an appeal. A, obstructed, B, nullified, C, neutralized, D, balanced. Option B is correct, nullified. The appellate court has nullified the decision of the lower court. This is language of the law or judiciary. When the appellate court nullifies the decision of the lower court, it declares it null and void. Number 13, the defeated boxer left the ring looking extremely dash. A, dislocated, B, distorted, C, deserted, D, dejected. Now, D is the correct option, dejected. That's how someone who is defeated obviously will look. Dejected, depressed. The defeated boxer left the ring looking extremely dejected. Number 14, there is an election dash pending against the senator. A, application, B, appeal, C, petition, D, complaint. C is the correct option, petition, election petition, okay? Now, 15, the manager was not in when Ado called, so he left his dash card. A, supplementary, B, complimentary, C, complimentary, D, identification. Now, when you look at, you don't leave your identification card, you normally leave your complimentary card. And the appropriate complimentary is the one with ILI, not the one with LE. So B is the correct option, okay? Number 16, coming from the kitchen was the sweet dash of mommy's soup. A, aroma, B, odor, C, fragrance, D, scent. The correct option is A. When describing the kind of smell you get from soup, you talk of aroma. Odor is a negative smell. Fragrance can, be used when talking about maybe trees or flowers and so on. Okay, so the correct option is aroma. Coming from the kitchen was the sweet aroma of mommy's soup. 17, there is a need to raise teachers' salary in order to boost their dash. A, spirit, B, moral, C, soul, D, morale. D is correct, morale. Morale is enthusiasm. I mean, their emotion, their feeling, okay? There is a need to raise teachers' salary in order to boost their morale, okay? 18, the librarian has not entered the new books in the dash. A, catalog, B, roster, C, list, D, directory. The correct option is catalog. Catalog is a place, a document where the books are entered in the library. So the correct option is catalog. 19, The textbook is very costly. I cannot dash it to my students. A, commit. B, afford. C, endorse. D, recommend. The correct option is D, recommend. A teacher recommends books to his students. And of course, schools have recommended lists. Number 20. The weather is too hot. I need some water to dash my test. A, wet. B, quench. C, cool. D, soak. The correct option is B, quench. You quench your test. This brings us to section 3. After each of the following sentences, a list of possible interpretations is given. Choose the interpretation that is most appropriate for each sentence. Question number 21. My grandmother once told me that old habits die hard. This means that old habits are A, easily corrected, B, difficult to change, C, short-lived, D, forever changing. Now, the correct option is B, difficult to change. Die hard is an idiomatic expression, which means very difficult to change. If something dies hard, it means it is very hard. It doesn't die easily. So, B is correct. 22. If you ask him to sing, he will do it at the drop of a hat. This means that he will sing A, joyfully, B, melodiously, C, immediately, D, sluggishly. Now, the idiom here is at the drop of a hat, but that shows it paints the picture of speed, how immediately something can be done. You know, you drop your hat, it just, you just drop it in an instant. So the option C is correct, immediately. If you ask him to sing, he will do it at the drop of a hat. This means that he will sing immediately. 23. The man has lost a lot and he only keeps up appearances by driving a big car. This means that the man A, intends to work harder, B, pretends that all is well, C, wants everybody to see him, D, wants to please his people. Option B is correct, pretends that all is well. When you only keep up appearances, you are just pretending. That's the interpretation of that idiom. 24. The game was tough, but our team lost by a whisker. This means that our team lost by A, default, B, a wide margin, C, not preparing well, D, a narrow margin. Option D is correct. When you lose by a whisker, you lose by a narrow margin. You almost won. If you win by a whisker, it means you almost lost. You won by a narrow margin. So whichever way you look at it, by a whisker means by a narrow margin. So that's the correct option. 25. When the result was announced, it was discovered that Bimbo and Pam were neck and neck. This means that Bimbo and Pam, A, had almost the same results, B, failed badly, C, had equal results, D, passed well. When you are neck and neck with someone, it means you are doing equally. You are performing equally. You are at the same level, and you can use imagery to interpret this idiom, because this is about measurement. And when you are looking at people height, if they stand neck to neck, they have equal height. All right, so it's about equalness, it's about equality. 26. The old woman's birthday was marked by her children with pomp. This means that the birthday was A, greatly celebrated, B, remembered fondly, C, widely advertised, D, filmed and played back. Now, anything marked with pomp is celebrated with, elaborate ceremony. So A is correct, greatly celebrated. 27. When the man was accused of stealing the money, nobody raised an eyebrow. This means that nobody was A, sad, B, pleased, C, interested, D, surprised. D is the correct option. When you raise an eyebrow, it means you are surprised at something, all right, and you are shocked, and you are also raising some questions about it. So nobody was surprised. D is the correct option. 28. People do not often rely on men who allow their exalted position to go to their head. This means that people shun those who A, are highly placed, B, are conceited because of their position, C, are rude because of their position, D, do not do their work. The correct option is B, are conceited because of their position. If someone is conceited, they are proud, they are arrogant, all right? They are so full of themselves. And that is what it means that you allow something to go to your head. It's an idiomatic expression. 29. The manager hit the roof when he was presented with the estimate for the new project. This means that the manager A, mobilized the workers, B, became very angry, C, became very suspicious, D, canceled the project. Now, the correct option is B, became very angry. When you hit the roof, you exhibit angry. You are in a fit of rage. You are furious, all right? That's what it means. Now, question number 30. When he received the news that he had lost the election, he did not bat an eyelid. So that word, there's a typo there. He did not bat an eyelid. It's still placed. He did not bat an eyelid. Now, this means that he, A, expected to lose the election, B, stood perfectly still, C, was shocked to have lost the election, D, showed no feelings. If you bat no eyelid, you are unruffled. You don't show any emotion, right? You don't flare up. You don't show that you're affected in any way. So that's just what it means. So D is correct. He showed no emotions. Now, this brings us to section 4. From the words lettered A to D below each of the following sentences, choose the word or group of words that is nearest in meaning to the underlined word as it is used in the sentence. So the other time we looked at words opposite in meaning. Now we are going to look at words nearest in meanings. Question 31. The boy was reluctant to carry out the order of his senior. A, adamant, B, slow, C, sluggish, D, unwilling. Option D is correct, unwilling. When you are reluctant, you are unwilling. Okay. 32. Dr. Aziz declined the offer to chair the meeting. A, rescinded, B, shunned, C, refused, D, avoided. Option C is correct. Refuse. When you decline something, you refuse or you reject it. Number 33. The match came to an abrupt end when the rain started. A, sharp, B, brisk, C, quick, D, sudden. Option D is correct. An abrupt end is a sudden end. No previous announcement, just abruptly, suddenly. 34. The boy came through the window as stealthily as he could, A, quietly, B, carefully, C, quickly, D, slowly. Now, stealthily here refers to quietly, so option A is correct. 35. Bimbo was satisfied with the result she got. A, positive, B, surprised, C, contented, D, appeased. Option C is correct. Contented. When you are contented, you are satisfied. All right. Option C is correct. 36. It is absurd that people find it difficult to be honest. A, strange, B, abnormal, C, alarming, D, interesting. Option A is correct. Something absurd is strange. Strange is correct. Question 37. Even a mediocre student can pass that test. A, dull, B, fresh, C, average, D, lazy. Option C is correct. A mediocre student is an average student. So option C is correct. 38. We call the carpenter to repair the broken wall. A, restore, C, renovate, B, renovate, C, replace, D, mend. Mend is correct. So D is correct. When you repair something, you mend it, especially something that has to do with some technicality. All right. Now, question number 39. Mrs. Okpala gave the drunk a contemptuous look. A, happy. B, sorrowful. C, knowing. D, scornful. The correct option is D, scornful. Now, a contemptuous look is, a very disrespectful look. Somebody you have no regard for. You give the person that kind of look. Scornful or disdainful. Option D is correct. Or disdainful, I mean. Now, question number 40. The Vice Chancellor's speech at the occasion was misconstrued. A, misrepresented. B, misquoted. C, misunderstood. D, misreported. The option C is correct. Misunderstood, when you misconstrue someone's speech, you misunderstand it. Okay? Now, this brings us to section 4. Did I say section 4? The one we finished was section 4. So this obviously is a typo, right? This should be section 5, please. Take note of that. All right. From the words or group of words lettered A to D, choose the word or group of words that best completes each of the following sentences. Okay. Now, 41. The soldiers laid dash the town to arrest the terrorists. A, siege on. B, siege to. C, siege with. D, siege by. Option B is correct, siege to. When people lay siege to a place, they surround it, ready to take action. Soldiers do that a lot. 42. Power has not been restored dash many parts of the town. A, to. B, in. C, for. D, with. Now the correct option is A, to. Power has not been restored to. We are looking at how verbs collocate with prepositions, and the word restored collocates with to. Power has not been restored to many parts of the town. Question number 43. We got to the hall after the play dash started. A is, B has, C had, D was. Now the correct option is C, and that is had. And here what is being tested is a tense harmony, which is sequence of tenses. We got to the hall. Got to is past tense, and so the other clause also has to have a past tense, okay, or past perfect at least. We got to the hall after the play had started, and this is appropriate because when we use the past perfect tense, we are talking of a past in the past. There are two events that happened. Those two events happened in the past, but one happened the other. Getting to the hall was one event, the play starting was another event, but the starting of the play came first. That's why you use the past perfect, had started, before we got to the hall. Question 44. The woman said the maid should dash all the place before going to bed. A, wash out. B, wash up. C, wash off. D, wash away. The correct option is B, wash up. You wash up all the place, okay? You can wash out some stains from a particular place, but when you are talking of washing up all the place, is wash up. So B is correct. Question number 45. John, would you mind lifting the box? Well, the correct option is the correct response. A, yes, I do. B, no, I wouldn't. C, yes, I wouldn't. D, no, I wouldn't. Now, you see, when you are saying no, you are saying no, I wouldn't. Would you mind? I wouldn't. So the correct option is B. No, I wouldn't. Question number 46. It was a long poem, but Rashid lent it dash. A, from memory, B, to memory, C, by heart, D, to heart. The correct option is C, by heart. When you learn something by heart, you commit it to memory. All right, you learn it by heart. So, question 47. Let's begin all over again. Dash. A, may we? B, shall we? C, can we? D, must we? Now, this has to do with tag questions. When you say let's, you are, talking to uh, someone else, in company with you. So the correct option is B, shall we? Let's begin all over again. Shall we? So that's the correct option. 48. Something must be wrong with the screwdriver. He is dashed today. A, rather driving carelessly. B, carelessly driving rather. C, driving rather carelessly. D, rather carelessly driving. The correct option is C, driving rather carelessly. Okay, that's the correct option. Number 49. What I admire about our football team is that they love dash. A, themselves. B, one another. C, the other. D, ourselves. The correct option is B, one another. When you talk about a football team, there are about at least not less than 11 players in a football team. So the correct option is one another. When you are talking of two people, you talk of each other, but three or more people, the appropriate expression is one another. It's completely wrong to choose A, and I am baffled by the fact that even people you expect to know a bit of English grammar would just pick A, which is completely unacceptable. So let's move on to question number 50. This is the teacher dash told me the answer. Whom I said told me the answer. B, who I said told me the answer. C, who I said he told me the answer. D, I said that he told me the answer. The correct option is B, who I said told me the answer. Now, it should be B because who here is a subjective pronoun, and this is what should fit in here. You cannot say whom told me. No, just remove I said, and then you will see that this is wrong. You cannot say this is the teacher whom told me. No, this is the teacher who told me. Now, what is meant to confuse you here is I say, who I said told me, and we can reconstruct this sentence and say, this is the teacher who told me the answer. Incidentally, that was what I said, So just to reframe it and for you to understand that the subjective form of who should be here. Okay, so question number 51. Mary shouldn't have disobeyed the teacher. Dash. A, should she? B, didn't she? C, did she? D, could she? Now, one of the rules for that should guide tag questions is that the auxiliary verb in the statement is usually repeated in the tag. So you have shouldn't, and then another rule is that when you have a negative statement, you should have a positive tag, and if you have a positive statement, you should have a negative tag. So here you have shouldn't, and then what you should have in the tag is should. So A is correct. Mary shouldn't have disobeyed the teacher, should she? All right, so that's correct. 52, she wondered if the water was not dash hot for drinking. A, very. B, so. C, much. D, too. Option D is correct. She wondered if the water was not too hot for drinking. too hot for drinking. You cannot say very hot for drinking. You can say something is very hot, but it is too hot for something, you know. So that is how you identify the accurate option. 53. I told him not to play dash fire. A, on, B, with, C, beneath, D, upon. Of course, B is correct. I told him not to play with fire. Don't play with fire. So B is correct. 54. We enjoyed ourselves dash much at the party. A, too much. B, that much. C, as much. D, very much. Now, D is correct in this context because, you know, that's just appropriate. We enjoyed ourselves very much at the party. Okay. 55. You will need to commit the formula dash memory. A, to, B, in, C, for, D, by. The correct option is A. You will need to commit the formula to memory. You commit something to memory, and when you commit it to memory, it means you make it unforgettable. You make sure you won't forget it. Okay. 56. The ushers told the people to dash their shoes before they enter the hall. A, put off. B, put out. C, take off. D, take out. Option C is correct. Take off. You take off your shoes. Okay? Take off your shoes. 57. That book is neither dash. A, his or yours. B, his, not yours. C, his nor yours. D, his own nor yours. Option C is correct. Neither goes with nor, either goes with or. So the correct option is C. That book is neither his nor yours. Okay? 58. The boy vomited a lot on the journey. Doctor told us he suffered from A, travel sickness, B, traveling sickness, C, travel sicknesses, D, traveler sickness. The correct option is A, travel sickness. It's also called motion sickness. When you are traveling by bus, by taxi, by airplane, and you begin to feel cold and vomit and all that, you are having travel sickness or motion sickness. Question number 59. The man gave the girl a dash fountain pen. A, small new blue. B, blue small new. C, blue new small. D, new small blue. Now, to pick the right option here, you have to understand the word order of adjectives. And of course, I have a video that I uploaded. If you check my channel, you will see it. I came up with the acronym, those as comp, just to capture, you know, the order of adjective, those as comp. Because if you are a second language user of English, there are certain things you do not know intuitively all the time. So you need certain grammatical tools or linguistic tools, if you like, to help you to figure out certain linguistic expressions. Now, this is the order of adjective. D stands for determiner, O for opinion, S for size, A for age, S for shape, C for color, O for origin. Now, the first O is opinion. This one is origin. Then M for material and P for purpose. So here we have, when we have small, small is size. When you talk of little, big, small, you are talking of size. New is age, okay? And blue is color. So you can see that color comes last here. So blue should come last. What comes first here is size, and small is a size, followed by new color, I mean age. So option A is correct. You know, the man gave the girl a small new blue fountain pen. Beautiful. So you need to understand how these things work, okay? And here on this channel, we break everything down and we give you the grammatical explanation. So if you are getting value from the explanations being given right now, it's important you like this video and share it with your friends and relations, especially those who are preparing for any of their English exams. Advise them to tune into this channel and they will be very fine, okay? Now, let's move on to question number 60. I realized that I dash you before. A, had met. B, met. C, have met. D, meet. The correct option is A. I realized that I had met you before. All right. I realized that I had met you before. Okay. So realized is past. So this is one action. Then meeting, you know, is another action. And as I earlier explained, you always use the past perfect tense to express an action that came first, you know, before another action in the past. We call it a past in the past. Look at it like this. Now, realizing is one action. It happened in the past because it's realized. You know, meeting you also happened in the past, but that one came first. I was realizing it later. So that's why you have to pick A. I realized that I had met you before. You know, I had met you before. Now, if you reconstruct this sentence, now I had met you before I realized, you know. So this one came first. So that's just the explanation. And this brings us to number 61. The boy had been warned not to dash the money given to him. A, losing. B, lose. C, lost. D, lose. Option D is correct. The L with single O, lose. To lose is to misplace. The other LOOSE is when something is not tight. So these are words that are often confused. Loose and lose. When you lose something, you misplace it. When you lose something or something is loose, it's not tight, okay? 52. The police officer was sacked because he gave Dash the command secret. A, off. B, in. C, away. D, up. Now, the correct option is C, give. When you give away a secret, then you let it known, you know, to people who are not supposed to know about it. You give away the secret. 63, he bought a new set of Dash television. A, colored. B, color. C, colors. D, coloring. Now, option B is correct, color. Now, some people would always say colored television. No, that is incorrect, because when you are talking of colored television, you are looking at a physical television set that is painted, that is colored, but that's not what this is about. This is color television. Color television. Now, 64. The newspaper reported that Dash everybody died in the accident. A, hardly. B, almost. C, scarcely. D, barely. Now, the correct option is B, almost. The newspaper reported that almost everybody died in the accident. You know. Now, if what you have here is anybody, then you can talk of hardly, you know, that hardly anyone died in the accident, but you are talking of everybody. Almost everybody died in the accident. 65. He isn't coming here. Dash. A, is he? B, isn't he? C, doesn't he? D, does he? Again, I have to restate the rule of tag questions. When you have, we call this negative, positive, negative. Now, when you have negative in the statement, you should have positive in the tag. And here you have negative. He isn't coming here. Is he? So option A is correct. He isn't coming here. Is he? All right. If you say he isn't coming here, if you say he is coming here, then the tag should be isn't he? But when you say he isn't coming here, is he? So this is how these things work. 66. Dash are often quite caring. A. Mother-in-law. B. Mother-in-laws. C. Mothers-in-laws. D. Mothers-in-law. The correct option is D. Mothers-in-law. Now again, you see some people choosing B. There is nothing like mother-in-laws. When you pluralize a compound noun, you always add S to the head word, and the head word in mother-in-law is mother. So you pluralize mother, and the other words remain the same. So it is mothers-in-law, mothers-in-law, secretaries general, heads of state, not head of states. All right, so that's the way it is done. Question 67. A spoiled child is usually prone dash laziness. A, to, B, for, C, with, D, at. Now this is collocation between adjectives and preposition, and prone always collocates with to. So option A is correct. A spoiled child is usually prone to something. When you are prone to something, you are susceptible to it. You are easily affected by it. Question number 68. We do not accept the punishment dash the boy. A, meted to. B, meted on. C, meted out to. D, meted into. The correct option is C, meted out to. You met out a punishment to someone. So C is correct. 69. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match dash it lost. A, still yet. B, for. C, yet. D, despite. Now the correct option is C, yet. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, yet it lost. Now, if you choose option A, you are using tautology. Tautology is an unnecessary repetition. Still and yet are similar in meaning, so you can't put them together. The correct option is C, yet. Question number 70. You cannot come between my sister and dash. A, myself. B, me. C, I. D, mine. Now, the correct option is B, me. Some people would jump into choosing C just because you often say, my sister and I. But you need to understand that here, what is required is the objective form, not the subjective form. I is the subjective, and you use it when you are performing an action. When you say my sister and I visited grandma, my sister and I, that is when you are taking an action together, you use I, but when you are receiving action, you use me. So you cannot come between my sister and me. So me is correct. How do you confirm this? Now remove between my sister and, just remove it, Now you use another preposition, maybe to. Can you say you cannot come to I? It's ridiculous. So me is the appropriate word there. You cannot come between my sister and me. Now, this brings us to the last section, and that is section 6. In the following passage, the numbered gaps indicate missing words. Against each number in the list below the passage, 4 options are given in the columns lettered A to D. Choose the word that is the most suitable to fill the numbered gaps in the passage. This is about register. Now, in the next slide, we look at the options, okay? So let's now, we'll be shuttling between the passage and the options. Hardly a day passes without news of terrible accidents on our roads. Most of the time, these are caused by the ignorance of dash drivers. And in this gap, we have 71. So what we do, we go to the option and look at 71 and the options. Option A, forgetfulness. B, carelessness. C, wickedness. D, doubtfulness. The correct option is B, carelessness. Okay, let's continue. Besides the ignorance of the drivers, most of the vehicles that ply our roads are not dash, and we have 72 in that gap. So let's go to 72. B, road friendly. A, road friendly. B, roadworthy. C, streetwise. D, road tested. The correct option is B, roadworthy. Now you choose the options that are appropriate for uh, road transportation. Okay, so let's now go back to the passage, and we are looking for question 73. Vehicles are supposed to be tested annually before certificates are issued. However, vehicle owners are issued with these certificates even when their vehicles have not been properly dashed. And then we have 73. Let's go to 73. 73, option A, scrutinized. B, appraised. C, considered. D, inspected. Of course, D is appropriate. Inspected. That's why you have the VIOs, vehicle inspection officers. What they do is inspect. That's the language of road transportation. Moving forward, most of the drivers do not have valid driver's dash. This is obvious, isn't it? What else if not license? But let's look through the options. A, document. B, papers. C, license. D, particulars. Option C is correct, license. All right, now let's continue. There are driving schools with qualified dash to prepare prospective drivers. Those who teach in the driving school, what are they called? Let's go to number 75. A, trainers. B, instructors. C, experts. D, teachers. They are called instructors, driving instructors. Okay, that's the correct option. Back to the passage. It is only when they pass this test that they are dashed to drive. And then that dash, we have 76 there. So let's go to number 76. Option A, certified. B, confirmed. C, graded. D, accredited. Now, drivers are certified. Okay, certified. That's the correct option there, certified. Consequently, uh, well, okay, I missed something. Some drivers never even had a learner's dash when they were learning to drive. Of course, without looking, we know learners have permits, but drivers have licenses, right? So, but let's confirm. And so 77A is permit, B, clearance, C, authority, D, order. The correct option is A, learner's permit. In fact, you always see it where the plate number is usually placed in a car when someone is learning. Consequently, they have no knowledge of dash rules. And in this gap, we have 78. So let's go to 78. What rules are they talking about? A, expressway. B, traffic. C, highway. D, road. Now, the correct option is B, traffic. You talk of traffic rules. Then highway can go with code. You talk of highway code, but then traffic rules, okay? Back to the passage. They are ignorant of what speed dash, uh, what speed dash mean to them, what speed dash mean. And then we have 79. You talk of speed limit, of course, let's go through the options in 79. A, distance. B, control. C, mileage. And D, limit. D is correct, speed limit. You talk of speed limit. Okay. To them, 100 kilometers per hour may mean minimum speed allowed. Little wonder they dash on our roads. Talking of accidents, you talk of carnage. Let's look at options in A, and I mean in number 80, ATA, murder. B, scenes. C, incidents. D, carnage. The correct option is carnage. And this brings us to the end of today's lesson. If you have any questions, any comments or suggestions, kindly leave them in the comment section below. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you in the new video. Thank you and remain blessed.